Hi everybody! Welcome to part 2 of how to make a coupon book using your Cricut Maker. If you're interested in knowing how to design this in Cricut Design Space, please check out video part 1. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and get started with assembly. And I hopefully have all of my tools here. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and weed out this vinyl. And so one of the things I don't like to do is waste vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that so that I can set that aside and use it on something else. And then I'm going to go ahead and weed this little guy. And I don't usually have this much trouble, but of course, because I'm trying to do essentially a live demo, I'm having all sorts of issues catching the edge. But that is why we have tools. So I'm going to go ahead and use my tweezers here to kind of pick up that edge. And then you'll notice I'm picking up more than I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and use my finger and hold down what I don't want to have go away. Just like that. There we go. And then that's garbage, so I'm going to go ahead and toss that off to the side. And now I'm going to go ahead and weed out the letters because I don't want those in there either. And I typically use a weeding tool, but I don't have it with me, so we're not going to use that today. Now, if you do manage to take off like the center, for instance, the A center is just a little bit too fine in there and it didn't quite hold, it still looks okay. You still can see that it's a day, right? It's still very consistent as you go through. Same with the R, right? Like, you know it's an R. The only time that's really concerning is if, for instance, if you're trying to sell these or something like that, then okay, yeah, you got to be a little more meticulous. And maybe choose a different technique like writing or something like that, just to really make sure you get in those fine details. But I'm gifting this to my husband, so he can handle a few flaws. All right. Go ahead and carefully remove that one. All right, so that takes care of the weeding. All right, so then I'm going to grab just a little piece of transfer tape here. I will tell you that all I had available to me was a strong grip, so you can actually kind of, I guess, season it, if you will, by, touching it quite a bit. You can also use like a cloth to maybe defuzz it a little bit to try to maybe get some of that stickiness off. Depending on your application. You can also do what I just did and actually stick it to the wrong thing. All right, so once you have that, then you want to go ahead and lift your vinyl. Then I'm using Cricut's what's called their sparkle paper. I almost called it glitter paper for this, which just kind of gives this good, kind of a cool pop to it. And it's actually a pretty thick cardstock, so I can actually, you can mess pretty hard with it. And so if this sticks to it, it'll actually come right on off. Now be careful when you're using just normal, regular, good old cardstock, because this transfer tape will stick to it and potentially lift it. So using your Cricut tools again. Now I'm not using a Cricut tool, but these do. You have a pair of tweezers that come with your Cricut. They work fabulously. I honestly just couldn't find mine this morning. And so I'm using a different tool set. But get that corner down. Once one corner is down, it becomes a whole lot easier to lift the rest of it. So remember, I'm also using strong grip tape, which I would not recommend. But if it's all you got, it's all you got. Or I should say if it's all you can find. All right. So then just carefully, and again, if you have something that, like the D where it does something funky, you have two choices. You can leave it, just call it good. You can take it off with your tweezers like what I'm doing here. And then I'm just going to place it using my tweezers. I'm going to lose it using my tweezers, and I'm going to call it good. So that is one disadvantage to the strong grip, is that's exactly what it is, a strong grip, right? So just keep that in mind as you're using it. but I really do love how the vinyl turns out on it. So if you take a look at this now, you know, this Father's Day is already done, you know, just with a quick little tool like that. Now I am relentless and I save this stuff because, especially the strong grip, you can use it so many times. All right, so I had mentioned quick swap tools, so I want to make sure I point out what I'm talking about. So the tool sets look just like this. Now this one is my craft blade, so it's not going to work, so I'm going to put that one back. I grabbed the wrong one. This one right here is what I mean by a quick swap tool. So all I need to do is do that. This one comes off, and I can put it in its safety case. A couple of them come with safety cases, and that is because they actually do cut, so you want to be careful with them. And then you can just quickly grab another one. Lines it right up. You might have to twist it a little bit, but then look, you got another one in there. So that's what makes it really nice for just a quick swap out and use a different type of blade. All right, sorry, back to what I was doing here. All right, so next on the assembly, we are going to want to glue the Father's Day down. But before I glue Father's Day down, I'm going to actually glue the backing on so that you can see the coupon book. So I'm going to take this piece. Now I have got a ridiculously big tape runner. You don't necessarily have to use this. I know Tombow makes a really good, smaller, easier to use tape runner for, especially if you're just starting out. One of the things you do want to be careful of is make sure that you're not putting glue where your coupon is going to show, like I just did. But what good is a video without being able to show you how to fix a few mistakes? So if you just roll the tape up, you can make sure that you're not going to get in there. Push that down. And then you've got your coupon book right there. Now, with being on the Cricut, my mat was actually fairly a new mat, so it's pretty, it's causing a bit of warping here. And so just keep that in mind as you're going on. That might cause you some like, hey, why is it doing that? That's why. It's just that your mat was really strong. Okay, so now from here, now I don't really love fine detail, so I didn't want to put all of these letters on, but I did want to do some. Now, so if I want to glue this down a little bit better, this little glue guy here is used for quilling, is actually its design, and it just gives out just a little bit of glue so that I can just kind of glue just barely the edges down, and it doesn't put out enough glue that I'm going to be causing a huge mess, because again, it's made for quilling, so it's made for really fine detail there. So once I have that glued, I'm going to do the same thing with some of my inner pieces. So I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to drop one of these. This is why I don't like working with fine pieces, y'all, because honestly, I think I'm slightly incapable. All right. Get just a little bit of glue on there. Then flip your thing around. And carefully place. Grab the other part of your bee. Same sort of thing, just kind of grip it there. And I will tell you, this is one of my few bottles that still has the lid actually attached. That little thing sometimes gets in my way, and I will take it off. Problem with that is then they sometimes get lost. And then the nice thing with it being wet glue is I can readjust it if it doesn't quite go on right. And honestly, guys, inside this, because I'm making something that honestly is going to be utilized and probably not going to be, it's not going up against pictures, not probably, it's not. I am not using archival safe glue. If you're doing something like this and you need archival safe glue, make sure you're using something that is made for pictures. Otherwise, over time, the glue will actually yellow and damage your pictures. Little tip for you scrapbookers out there or wanting to become scrapbookers out there. And the nice thing is these little pieces, honestly, they don't take a lot of glue. Just a little bit will go a very, very long way. All right, so now that I have all of those little pieces kind of put on, I'm going to go ahead and move on to attaching these. And you can see with the way that we designed it, we're able to actually line all of these little guys up. Before I do that though, I'm going to go ahead and attach my Father's Day. So I'm going to attach that using my glue runner. You can use glue dots. You can use, honestly, whatever type of glue that you want. On this piece, it's pretty thick, so I don't recommend a liquid glue. Zip dry can work pretty well, but you gotta make sure that you let it dry before you move it, just because of how heavy that sparkle paper is. So once you have that, you can write whatever you want in here for what the coupons are good for. You can use multiple different colors. I've got different shades of gray in here. And then once you've got it all lined up, you want to line up those holes. That one didn't quite go all the way through, so we'll take that off. It doesn't actually have to be perfect. You can use this to attach, you can use a brad, you can use a grommet, you can honestly use string. It really is up to you. The thing is with having the holes lined up, it really makes it a lot easier to be able to attach it and have it look really nice. So we're just going to slip those ones in. Then once those are attached, for the brads, the only thing you need to do is come and open it on the back end and smoosh it on the back. And then you have yourself a Father's Day coupon book. And as you can see, these are perforated, so the person you gift it to can just rip it off and hand it right to you to be able to gift it, to be able to redeem their gift. I hope you found this tutorial helpful.